some cards from Queen of the Oracle. Sorry, Queen of the Moon Oracle, and clarifying with another deck. And yeah, this is for the collective, for all of us, tapping into the energies to see, what's affecting us right now. Chances are, if you're here, there's something in here for you. All right, let's find out what's going on. What's going on? We start with boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries, always a good thing. Some of us haven't been so great at that kind of thing in our lives, but working on it. Protection. God, this card has been coming up a lot. A lot, a lot. The boundaries are part of your protection. Um, you know, not having those boundaries means that people, you know, they take advantage. They step over. There's no boundary there in the first place. So, they don't know. Boundaries are there to let people know how you want to be treated. Otherwise, they'll just do their thing. And good morning, Jojo. Extremes. Hmm. This is an interesting card because it's not totally clear if that's this guy's hand or if it's someone else's hand. But we've got, it's the hot moon. We've got a hot moon here. Yeah, there's something here around boundaries that, things get taken to the extreme if you don't set those boundaries. You need to find get yourself more into like the center of things, not to one side or the other. This is all part of your protection and growth. There's growth through this no matter what. There it could be a little uncomfortable as you figure things out, as you learn how to set those boundaries. Sometimes if you haven't been used to setting boundaries and then you start to, people kind of like, they're like, What's happening? What are you doing? This isn't like you." But and that could be part of this extremes energy as well, that you set some kind of boundaries and then people will kind of act in a more extreme way as a way to test those boundaries, kind of like with kids, where they're always kind of checking to make sure those boundaries are there. Okay, so I feel like this deck has been calling to me. I'm gonna pick some cards from the Deviant Moon Tarot. Yes, there is growth. There's expansion. Oh, and what's interesting? I just noticed this in this card. She's growing roots kind of around and maybe into the planet here, the Earth. And it's all nestled very comfortably on this nest. Um, so it's wanting to birth something new into the world, working on hatching something. Maybe this is why you have to set some boundaries, because there's something that you need to. The word germinate comes to my mind. That's not right. She's holding the watch here. It's like putting time and energy into something, knowing that eventually it's going to hatch. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. Let me pick these cards and then I can speak more to it. I mean, the High Priestess, excellent at boundary setting. She's so tuned in, tapped in, all the things. She, through her silence, she sets boundaries. Strength. hmm Takes a lot of strength to set those boundaries. Yeah, having strength to protect yourself or protect something that you really care about. Maybe you're the bird here. Incubate. Thank you. Yes, incubate is the word. Incubating something that may affect a lot of people, with that being, the planet. As I say that, I feel like there's some kind of project here. There's something happening where you're not telling a lot of people about it. It's requiring you because you want to protect this thing. You want to wait until it's fully hatched before you share it with the great wide world. Um, Queen of Swords, the card of setting healthy boundaries. Queen of Swords, yeah, all about speaking your truth, having the strength to know exactly where you draw the line, what you will put up with, what you won't put up with. The Queen of Swords, she can be, I feel like sometimes she can have this energy of being more extreme because she is so decisive with how she sets boundaries. But I think in this instance, she's setting those healthy boundaries right, like I was saying, right in the middle. You want this, you don't want the extremes. You don't want something at one end of the spectrum or another. You're reining all this energy in, all this power, your strength, you're using it to stay focused on what you know you need to do. Incubate. And two of wands, especially in this deck. This is staking your claim. This Yeah, that's so interesting because, he's got his post hole digger here. He's like, "Yeah, this is the spot where I want to put my roots down. This is the spot where I'm going to build my nest and incubate incubate the heck out of that thing." Out of your project, your egg, whatever that is. Let me finish. What am I finishing? I'll finish with a chakra card. Why not? Even though I'm running late once again, these early mornings, they get me sometimes. Sorry. We have Sacral Chakra, letting go. I release repressed or trapped emotions and their associated beliefs with ease and grace. Ah, that's a part of this boundary setting. You're releasing the trapped emotions and now you're much more in the flow. You're more in the middle because trapped emotions can take us to extremes. Where appropriate, I let go of those people and situations that perpetrate hurt and unease. Yep, that's what this boundary setting is all about. You're being very decisive about what you will and won't put up with, particularly around this endeavor, whatever it is. I release my investment in staying safe and stuck. Safety third in this case. I surrender, trust. I surrender, trust, and allow the light to guide me. I release. I release. There's a certain amount of release when we're talking about incubating, growing something. You have to surrender. Release and surrender go hand in hand. You got to let something come to fruition in its own good time. Which you are doing quite well. Well done, you. And if you're not there yet, you're going to get there. Um Yeah, there's always a little bit of a learning curve with this. Not always. Some people are excellent with boundary setting. In this case, I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but you are going to get better at it. That's for sure. So there's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.